We are talking on the joiner transformation and approach validation in ETL testing. So when we talk about joiner transformation, it can be the same type of data or different kind of type of data. Data in the sense the sources. Suppose there is a flat file and a table. Means there are two sources. Source one is a flat file and source 2 is a table, and then from both this thing data is getting loaded into the target. This is requirement 1. Requirement 2 is there are two flat files by which the data is finally going into the target, and that target is nothing but a table. Okay, so this is what requirement 2. Now requirement 1 is what? Flat file and a table, and loading the data into the target. That is nothing but your table. Target a table. Target is again a table. And requirement 2 is joining what? To flat file and then loading the data into the target table. That is nothing but a table. So since my one of the sources flat file and other is the table, what we will do is we will first create a temporary table and load the data into the temporary table from the file, and we'll do the validations. That means what? For the file data, there are two kind of data here. One data is flat file, one data is database. Now data from flat file, what will happen is, for this we created a what? Temporary table. Imported the data into what? The temporary table. And then what we'll do? And then we can join with the other table and do the validation. Suppose in this database there's a table whose name is T2, and here the name of the temporary table is T1. So to validate the count, what we have to do? We have to join what? Table 1 and table 2. So if we do the count validation, so what will be there? Suppose the table 2 name is department and table 1 name is EMP. So what will happen? This EMP and department table will be joined based on the department number, and then we'll get the count of that particular employee number. That is what is the count query. Similarly, we will write the minus query. So just try from EMP and department table to join and do the validation. Write the minus query. Just try once.
Or how to extract from source to the temporal table?
There is an option in the particular databases to import the data from the file. Just we have to click on import, select the particular file and click on finish. The data will be loaded into that particular table.
Sir, in Informatica tool, what we will do, sir? We are working in SQL.
Informatica, when I'll teach you, I'll tell you that this is what is the work of the developer, what is the work of a test engineer, and how we do using Informatica. As of now, ETL tool is Informatica, by which the transformations are by which the transformations are made and the data is being loaded using the ETL tool.
It will be on next class, coming classes.
No, it will take time when I start the Informatica. As of now, I have told, right, entire ETL process is done using which tool?
ETL
Using Informatica.
info.
Just join this table and get all the columns.
For count, sir.
Count query I have written, right?
Yeah.
You have to do the data validation. Count I have written, right? Select count of, I wrote, right? Told you, A dot EMP number from EMPA join the PTB, where A dot department number equals to B dot department number. And this is the query at the source. And similarly, the query at the target is select count of A dot EMP number from target table. Similarly, write down the data validation query. So guys, your source is this one, source one, source two. Okay. Let me put this screenshots so that you understand. This is your source one. This is your source one. Yes. S1 is the source one. Now this is your source two. Let me just write it S2. This is your source one, this is your source two. Let me just draw this diagram. Now your target. Let me make it more clear. This is. Yeah, guys, this is source one, this is source two, this is target. Did you wrote the quick data validation query? Rakesh, is it done?
Yes, sir.
What is the query? Did you post it in chat? Paste it. No, no, first you have to join this to table and then minus. You did not join, right? This is source one, this is source two. First we have to join this to table to do the data validation. So what we will do is, suppose I want all the records, so A dot star. I want all the records from the second table, so B dot star from EMPA join DPT B on A dot department number equals to B dot department number, and then we will write minus select star from target. Output should be no rows selected. Fine. Like that, guys, we can validate a duplicate and null, which I have already told you. Duplicate, suppose for the employee number. So select employee number, comma count of a star from the target table, group by employee number having count of a star greater than one, and null validation. If the column I have to check is null, select a star from target where employee number is null, and the output should be no rows found. There is another approach, guys. If the source is an this is for
It's the
approach two.
count of star, right? Select upside.
Which one?
Duplicate validation.
Yeah, this is count of, you can take count of a star or count of the column. Okay.
Okay.
Here it is Excel to Excel validation. Suppose source is a file and target is a table. So what we can do is then we can export the target data in an Excel and do the Excel to Excel validation using VLOOKUP. So this is the approach when we generally use when okay, suppose source is Excel and target is what, guys? DB. Then what we'll do? So the approach will be what? Let me tell you the approach, guys. Okay, this is already written. This point I have written. Okay, when source is file system and target is a table, then what we'll do is the approach is what? Export the data from table to Excel and do Excel to Excel validation.
Okay, from table to we have to export to Excel.
Yes, using VLOOKUP. From the table, we'll export the data to the Excel and do what? Excel to Excel validation. Suppose This is the table data. Okay, so we can just here in a Oracle, everywhere there's a option. Right click export, or here in SQL Plus, we can just copy it and open the Excel sheet. Suppose there's Excel. Let me just open Excel. So this is your target data, and similarly you had the source data. And then what we can do? We can do Excel to Excel validation using what? VLOOKUP. Okay, fine. So here what happened is, first you have to go to the data, and then what you have to do is, got it, uh, from text CSV. Okay, if we are taking the data, okay, so here I have directly copied. So what I have to do is click on text to columns, and then fixed width, next. Like this, I want the partitions in every column, next, finish. So now I have got the data. Okay, let me just delete this. So consider this as your source. Similarly, guys, we have exported the data from the target. So similarly, we can do here. So let us consider this as target. This is your source. We can just rename it to source. This is your target. We can rename it to target. And do the validation sheet. So we can write here validation. Use the VLOOKUP. What we have to do is, from A to column, this is. So first, let us just put the column names here. Come here, equal to VLOOKUP. And what is the column we want to check? This is the target column. Where we want to check? In the source table. So just select this. And then what you have to do is, you have to press 1, then you have to press 0, and then close this bracket. You got 7369. Fine, guys. We are getting all the values. Anywhere if the data is not matching, it will be written as not applicable. So here I can see the data is not matching. Let us just see why. 7566. Okay, so here the value in the MGR has come null. The null cannot be compared, guys. See here, the source also is here null, and here target is also null. So that is not compared. Rest everything is matching. So it is so it will be considered as what, guys? Pass, because the nulls cannot be compared, guys. So that is not considered as that is coming as not applicable. So that is not matching. So that is fine, guys. So this is how we use the VLOOKUP and how
So
we do.
once again use that VLOOKUP option.
Guys, let me show you once again. Validation in Excel. Let me just save this thing. Okay. So here you have to use a simple formula, VLOOKUP. Okay. Then target whatever the values are there. Suppose this is the A3 value. Okay. And then from the source, you went to the source thing. You selected this particular value. And then from the target, this entire table. And then what you have to write in the formula, 1 comma 0. So it's a formula of VLOOKUP. Okay, so equal to VLOOKUP. You have to use VLOOKUP. You have to first of all see the lookup value. See here the formula is given. Lookup value, table array, then column index number, and then comma range lookup. Suppose here lookup value. So which is the value you want to look? So I want to look which
Okay.
value? I want to look this value. This is fine. This is the first thing, that target value is present in the source. So what is the value? 7369. Fine. So this is the value. Lookup value is 7369. Then what I have to do? What is
Comma.
telling is comma table array. That means what? First you do the comma. You have to go to the table array. That means you have to go to the source and select this table. Suppose this table is still here, so you have to select it. So this is the table array value you have given. Then you have to give a comma. Then it's telling what? If you see lookup value table array, then it's telling what? Column index number. So what is your column index number? So column index number means which is why in this table what you are going in this source. What is the column you are doing the validation? What is the index? Suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So according to me, this is 1, first column. This is 1 I have written. Okay. And then it tells what true false. For true false, what you have to write is 0 if it is false. That's all is the formula. Then click on enter. So this value will come. The same value I have repeated here. So all the values has come. This is the way to use the VLOOKUP. This is a vertical lookup. All those who are using Excel sheets, they will be knowing more. So this is the way to find the data using Excel to Excel validation. Some people, what they do is they parameterize this so that there is no more changes. So that is also fine. But I don't do that. But if anyone does that, that is also fine. Some people do this. Okay, that is also fine. So yeah, what is the value I'm parameterizing is target table. In that I've given a dollar sign and then a and then dollar sign then 3. Then this value is what? Fixed. This will not change. See now. The formula is not changing because we have parameterized this value. Suppose I want to parameterize this value in the source also. So what I will do? Select this and function and just press for F4. So see now the value is same value is coming. Why? Because we have parameterized these things and using the dollar sign. So now the formula will not change. See here. Everywhere the value is same, right?
Yes.
Because we have what parameterized it. Now the values will not change. Fine, guys. So this is a simple thing. Excel to Excel validation. This is fine. Now, next. File to file validation, guys. What happened is there's a file, source is a file, and target is a file. So what we'll do, we'll use a tool called as Beyond Compare tool, and that is a file comparison tool, and we can do file to file comparison. That's all.
So in that, we will not do any count and duplicate checkup.
No, file, see, file directly,
Excel.
this Beyond Compare tool when you will use, no, it will tell what are the counts and all. The source is a file, target is a file, we can compare. Source is file and target is table. Then what we'll do? We'll create a temporary table, load the data from file into temporary table and do table to table validation. So this is what is the steps. So all these are validation technique, guys. Okay. So let me just show you Beyond Compare tool once. So this is actually a Beyond Compare tool. What you have to do is first download the software. Actually, I have already downloaded this, so I have already used the trial version. So that is why it is not getting downloaded. But we can download it. As of now, I'll just show you. Give me just 1 second. See, this is actually what software I'm telling you, beyond compare software. So this is a text comparison we want to do. Okay, you can just download and install if you want. I'm just sharing you the link. Okay, this is the actual link. I showed you in front of you only. I downloaded. You can download the trial version for working. Okay. So what you have to do is there's a file. Okay. Let me just open. There's a software. Suppose there are two files. Okay. This is. Let me just create two files. Suppose this is file one, and it's having a data QWER. Let's just save it. And there's file two data. This is what file two. So also having the same data QWER. Let us just compare this file. There will be huge data. I'm just giving for an example. From here, you can just browse that wherever your datas are there. Suppose that is here. This is file one. Just open this. Go here. This is file 2. Open this. This is matching. Okay. QW here. So there's no other things coming. Now I will show you. I will do the changes. I will write here A and save this. See now, if you see now the day color is changed here. A. This A is not matching will come in red color. That is called as file to file comparison. Okay. This is what is the file to file comparison. And this is one of the tool called as beyond compare tool, which you can tell is used to do the file to file comparison. So this is file to file validation approach, guys. And this is the beyond compare tool, which I told you, shared the link and everything. This is the link, guys, from where you can just download this particular tool, and you can just install it. Next, finish. And then what you will do is you can just use the particular tool for file comparison. Fine. Now source is file and target is file. We can compare using beyond compare tool. Now source is file and target is table. So what we can do, we can create a temporary table. This is my suppose requirement 2. Create a temporary table, load the data into the file, load the data from the file to temporary table, and then do the validation. What you have to do is how to create a temporary table. Create table name as select star for MP where 1 equals to 2. This is backup table. Only structure will be created. Import the data from the into the temporary table from the import the data from the file into the temporary table, compare it with the target table. Okay. So there's an option called as in any tool, whether it is Toad or SQL Developer or SQL Server, import, and then give the file location. It will be imported and then do the validation. So this is what is the guys the validations. Okay. And the validations, whenever we have the data, we'll just do the count minus duplicate and null. There is something called as guys sorted transformation when data is getting sorted and loaded into the target table. So what are the validation done? If you know sorted transformation, that means here what is happening is the target data is sorted based on the salary. The source is same. So this is your source. Source is same, guys. But the target is what? Suppose this is the source. Let me just bring the source table. So this is your source table. This is your source table and this is your target table. Now what happens? Here the data is getting sorted and loaded into the target based on the salary. So the number of records is same only. Select count star from source, count star from target. For the data validation, what we have written? Select star from EMP, that is source, order by salary descending, and then minus select star from target. And output should be no record find. And then we can do the duplicate check and what, guys? Null check. That's all. Duplicate check is the same query. Select employee number, comma, count of star from which table? From which table, Rakesh? From which table? Target.
Target.
Then group by what?
Group by
Employee number having what? Count of star greater than what? 1. And output should be what? No rows selected. And then null check. Null check, how will do? Suppose for employee number column, select a star from what? Target. Where what?
Employee number.
The number is null. And output should be what? No rows selected. So this is the validation of sorted transformation. It's very simple. Data is getting sorted and loaded into the target table. So all the transformation comes to an end. We learned aggregate transformation, we learned filter transformation, we learned joiner transformation, we learned sorter transformation, we learned router transformation. We learned the approaches Excel to Excel validation, file to file validation, DB to DB validation. All these things, the validations are over. From
For
tomorrow,
Excel to Excel and file to file, Excel to Excel and file to file,
uh,
we just we just press it into the Excel, right? And we'll do any count validations.
yeah, in Excel already the count is shown, right? What is the source count if I want to know? I can't see.
Yes.
What is the count? 14. What is the count in the target, right?
Okay. The requirement will be given like this way, sir. So it will be.
Yeah, requirement is that the source is an Excel and target is a table. Then what you will do? Export the data from the table to the Excel, do the Excel to Excel validation. Fine, guys. From tomorrow, I will start your next topic, that is slowly changing dimension. And that is very important topic, guys, and is very confusing also. So please don't miss the class. Okay, what is the where I have saved this? Yeah. So Eric, please be on time. Okay, I'll start at 8 p.m. Let me just import this particular Excel. Where is that I have kept? Yeah, this is the Excel for VLOOKUP. Okay, so let me just close this and import this. Fine, guys. This is today's notes. Okay. Let me just share this in the WhatsApp. Yeah, this X Word document. Let me just share it. Okay, go to here and then this is the document. Let me just share this. Wait. Let me close the recording.